Hello, my name is XONEVANT. Today is Tuesday, July the 1st, and this is your Daily Dose. Alright guys, so before we get into the thick of this video, I just want to give a special shout out to PROHDGaming. Earlier today I had an issue with my capture card, could not get this little booger to work for no reason. You guys know when it comes to technology, baby, I will mess something up. Well, not me messing it up, but it's going to mess up on me, I should say. And my capture card was all jacked up. I put something up on Facebook and Twitter and on Google Plus asking for help, and he chimed right in about 30 or 45 minutes later. Everything worked out great, so that's why you're getting the video right now. It's because of him. So go over to his channel, just say thank you, because I didn't have any backdrop footage to put in this video unless I get my capture card working. I have about 40 hours of videos captured on my hard drive, but they're all for series that I'm doing in the future. I didn't want to show those as a backdrop, so go over to his channel, just say thank you, because without this, man, we wouldn't even have a video right now. So thanks again to my boy PROHDGaming. And I did want to say something about the video that you're seeing too in the backdrop before we get into today's topic. And this is a very glitchy gameplay from Battlefield 4. It was not my internet connection. My internet connection was running fine. Again, it's just one of those things that's just bugging me about this game. It's either that I can't see the enemy, or I'm getting tons of games with glitches in them like this, lag glitches. I don't know what it is about, maybe like a frame rate glitch. I don't know, man, but it's another one of those things that's really trying to keep me away from enjoying this game. I'm still not done playing. I'm still going to give it. My plan is to try to level up at least all the different classes and really give it really put it into its paces, I should say. But right now, guys, I'm really not feeling this Battlefield 4 game. But in the footage in the background, you're going to see a lot of glitches and stuff like that. And again, just one of those things that I'm just not enjoying about multiplayer right now. Let's get into today's topic, though, which is females in video games. Now, this has kind of been on everybody's mind since the Tomb Raider game came out. You know, when they relaunched that franchise, or rebooted that franchise, I should say. The whole female character thing has kind of been on everybody's mind, and right now it's kind of culminating because Assassin's Creed announced that they were not going to have female leads in their game, even though I think at one point they were talking about it, or maybe even had promised it. I don't know. I didn't really do that much research on that part of it, but I know that for whatever reason, according to them, it would add too much time to the game. Like, they would have to go in and do a lot of work and stuff that I guess they just don't have time to do, so they say. And that's why they're not putting any female leads in their game. But I was also reading on another article today about the new Far Cry game, and that, you know, they're talking about they're going to have tons of females in their games. And here's my issue with this whole thing, right? I personally think there should be more of a balance between female leads and male leads. That's just my opinion. I have no issue with playing with a female character versus a male character. I don't think that either one of them should dominate the other one. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, this is kind of a male-dominated industry, so there should be more male characters. I don't really believe that, man. I think that it comes down to the script. When you write a script, obviously in your brain you have an idea for what your lead character should be. I think it all starts on the writing, kind of on the writing room floor, so to speak, right? There needs to be more writers who write with a female in their brain, right, as a female lead. I remember one of the cool things about back in the day playing retro games, playing Metroid, was that the whole game you went through, playing as what you thought was a male character, right? I mean, you got the suit on, you got the guns, you're flipping around, killing everybody, and then at the end of the game, the suit gets ripped off and you're a female, and it blew everybody away. It was the thing that people talked about because it was fascinating that, wow, I did all this stuff with a female character, right? So there is a place for female leads in games, and there should be way more of them. And especially if you're a female out there, and you're tired of playing games with, guys with big muscles running around with these big freaking guns, Look, I understand and I get it, and I fight for that too, and you should keep fighting for it. Here's my issue with the whole thing, is that these developers and publishers are now, I guess, feeling the heat, so to speak, and I feel like they're just trying to wiggle female characters into the game as more of a PR type thing. You know what I mean? And that's what I can't stand about this whole thing. Like, for instance, this Far Cry article I read today was talking about you know, hey, we're going to have tons of females in our games. You know, 50% of the kind of the lead roles in the game is going to be female. And then a lot of the, I guess, you know, people in the environment and non-playable characters and stuff, they're going to be female. And it's almost becoming like a selling point, almost like frame rates and graphics. I don't understand why they feel the need to announce that they're going to have females in their games, right? Like, that's the part that I don't understand. It's almost like they're just throwing females into the game because they think it will A, appease people, and B, it'll sell more copies. Like that's the part that I don't understand. I understand the fight from the consumer, you know, standpoint to have females in games, because I agree. I think that's great too. But I don't know that it should be a selling point for a game. It's almost like them coming out with a game tomorrow and saying, hey, it's got a male lead character in it. It shouldn't be a selling point. It should be all about the story. You know what I mean? And if the story bodes well with the female character, then that's what you should have. If it doesn't bode well, then you should have a male character. But there should be more writers going to the table, you know, first time out, grab their pen, you know, get their paper out, and they should say, look, you know what, I'm going to write a story with a female lead. Or maybe developers and publishers should just start pushing out more, you know, character creation type characters where you can just create your own gender, right, and just write the story and let us choose whether we want to be male or female. Problem solved. Like, I don't understand why this is a big deal. I can see why it's a big deal from a consumer standpoint, but I don't understand why these developers and publishers feel the need to make it a selling point for a game. It kind of reminds me of the whole frame rate and graphics thing, right? Like, when you see these articles and it says, oh, this game's going to be running at 1080p and 60 frames a second, I'm not sitting here going, oh man, that game's coming to the house, because that's not a selling point for me. It still comes down to story. And if I see an article that says, you know, this game's going to have a female lead character, that's not a selling point for me either. Neither would it be if it said it's going to have a male character. If the story is garbage, no matter what these quote unquote selling points are, I'm not interested. Like, I want to play a good game, right? You look at Journey, which was one of my favorite games, right? For the PS3 total. One of my favorites, right, was Journey. You look at that game, you had a neutral based character, because all it was like a shadowy type face with eyes, and it had a hoodie on kind of thing, right? You don't even know if you were playing with a male or female. You could kind of infer it on your own based on what you saw in the story. But it was neutral. It was gender neutral, right? It had no dialogue, abstract graphics. I'm not sure what the frame rate was. You know why? Because I don't care, right? It doesn't bother me as a gamer. It was a good story. I loved it. It was emotional. It was an emotional roller coaster ride. And that's all I care about, right? Nathan Drake is a great character for the Uncharted series. But if they went back to Uncharted 1, made that a female, wrote the story, the gameplay is the same, frame rate's the same, all that stuff's the same, it has still been an awesome adventure game, because the gameplay's fun and all that stuff. You would have to change a little bit of the story to reflect there being a female character, but it was doable. They just decided to go with the male. But if it had been a female, it has still been one of my top games out on the PS3. Does that make sense? I don't understand why it has to be a selling point. And I almost feel like a lot of these games now, they're not talking about the story anymore. I mean, when do you read an article anymore where it kind of talks about the story? Like the big thing with Far Cry 4 right now is the elephants. Like, that's the big thing. That's the only thing you hear about is elephants. Oh, you can ride an elephant. And that's cool. But like, these are selling points that are not selling points for me at all. I could care less if I ride an elephant or if I get to play as a male or female or anything like that. I care about the story. That's what I want to hear more about. And I feel like that, like I said, frame rates and graphics, and you know, now they're coming out in these articles, oh, we're gonna have a female, we're gonna have females. It's like, to me that's not a selling point. I'm proud and happy that they're shifting the balance some to put female characters in there. But again, it's not something that I'm looking at, reading the article going, oh my God, they just put a female character in this game. I'm totally buying it. It's the same way I feel about male characters. I don't even look at that. I don't even see that. Just like I don't see frame rates and graphics. I don't see that kind of stuff. I just want the story. I want to go on that emotional roller coaster ride. You see what I'm saying? I don't care if I roll with a female or a male. I would prefer there to be more of a balance. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, I just want to see a good game. So you guys can let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow.